Hi Sunshine Families, it's Miss Emily from the Firefly Room, and today I have a super fun series of math activities using a watermelon sensory bag. So I'm going to show you what you need for these bags, and then I'll show you the activities that go along with them. So what you need is some type of gel. I used aloe vera gel. You can use hair gel. I can't think of any other kinds of gel, but you could probably use it if you could think of it and you have it around. So, and then you need a Ziploc bag, red food coloring, and for the watermelon seeds, you can either use real watermelon seeds or black beans like I did. I'm not sure how long the black beans will hold up in the bag, but if you get a few days or a few hours of fun play with it, then that's worth it in my book. So I'm going to put the gel in the bag, and then I'm going to add the food coloring and the black beans, and then we'll be back with some super fun activities. See you in a second. Okay, so I have made my second bag. I've now got 2 sensory watermelon bags. One has 5 seeds in it. The other one has 10. I would recommend the 10 for the older students. 5 is plenty for the younger students. And one really fun way to play with these is to take them onto the window. And they have kind of a stained glass effect, and you can move them around. You can look at the bubbles. And that's one really fun way to play with them. So I'm going to fix my window, and then I'll be back with our activities. So I'm going to start with activities for our 5 bean bag for our younger students. And one thing that is really fun is moving them from one side of the bag to the other and counting them as you go. So Izzy, can you move them to the other side and count them as you go?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect. Another way that you can play with the 5 beans in the bag is describing the position in the bag. So Izzy, we've got them all to one side. Can we put all of the beans to the top of the bag? So top, bottom, middle, side are all positional words that you can use. So she's moving them.
3.
She's still counting.
4.
If she decides that that is just not a fun way to play with them, she doesn't have to count them every time. Again, using the positional words to describe where the beans are in the bag is a worthwhile activity too. So I'm going to grab my next helper and be back with a couple more activities. So for this next activity, I've just drawn a couple of shapes on a couple of index cards, and we're going to use these by putting them underneath the bag and using them, and we're going to talk about the shapes and how many sides there are. So Ben, do you know what shape this is?
Triangle.
Triangle. How many sides does it have?
3.
Okay, now I want you to put all of the seeds inside the triangle. Can you do that?
1, 2. Answer. Go out.
They can be tricky, and sometimes if there's bubbles in there.
3.
And this is also a fine motor activity. Really working on hand strength and kind of figuring out how to work this.
5.
Perfect, they're all inside. So other options, you could make them all outside of the circle that doesn't have any straight sides or edges. And they could be inside, in between the squares that all have 4 equal sides. So that's one way. We're gonna switch to the 10 beans in a bag, and we're gonna keep using these shape cards. And we're actually going to use it for measuring. So Ben, can you use the beans to tell me how many beans across the circle is?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so we're going to line them up. So 1 bean.
Yeah, now I get it.
Oh, you get it? Okay, cool.
Like,
And we want to make sure our line goes through the middle of the center of the circle.
1,
Ooh, that one's tricky.
2,
Perfect. You're doing great.
3,
How many more do you think it's going to be?
like, maybe another 3,
Another 3. That's a good prediction.
4, 5, and now I get it. 6.
Wow, Ben, really good job. All right, I'm gonna pull up my last helper and be back with 2 more activities. This next group of activities, I have another index card. It's just got a line down the middle. You can also tape a line down the middle so that you have two sides. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, Jonathan, can you put some of the beans on this side and some of the beans on this side? You can decide how you want to do that.
Like that.
Sure. Okay, so how many beans do you have? How many seeds? I keep calling them beans because that's what they are, but they're supposed to be seeds.
5, and then I know there are 10 beans, so 10 minus 5 would be 5.
Oh, we're gonna get to subtraction, but right now, so we were gonna compare these 2 quantities. So which one is the bigger group?
Neither, because they're exactly the same.
Neither, because exactly they're the same. And then you can move the beans over. So which group is bigger now?
This one, because you moved 2 beans from this side to this side.
Okay, so you're telling me that what number is bigger than what number?
7 is bigger than 3.
Perfect. And Jonathan didn't have to count them. He's a wonderful helper and he's doing great. So now we are going to start with all 10 of our beans, seeds. And I'm going to say, how many do I have left if I take these ones away? So I took 4 away. How many do I have left?
I counted them in groups of 3.
Oh, very
1,
nice.
2, so that 3 plus 3 is 6.
Right, so then 10 minus 4 equals 6. And then, okay, I have 1 or 2 more activities. We're adding to 10, comparing quantities, done. Oh, and subtract from 10. I guess we made it to the end of my list of activities. Thank you for joining us. These are actually really, really fun to play with, and I hope you'll enjoy mixing them together, and I hope you enjoy these watermelon sensory bag activities. See you soon.